What is up, awesome people of the internet, guys? Well, we got a whole bunch of games to talk about that happened yesterday. We actually have an answer to what's been thrown on the court and who's been doing it. We saw two more of those yesterday, and I want to talk about how the WNBA might be making a huge mistake when it comes to the relocation of the Connecticut Sun. That and a whole lot more on today's episode of Quita in the Morning.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
All right, what is up, awesome people of the internet? We have a big show to talk through. A whole bunch of games that happened yesterday, specifically three that happened, and I want to talk about them. But first, make sure as y'all are hopping into the chat, please make sure to hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. So yeah, hit that like button. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get to the games that happened yesterday. We saw 3 basketball games, and all 3 of them had their interesting moments. But I would say one game was really the most interesting sort of throughout. But let's go through real quick. So first off, we did see the Chicago Sky lose to the Atlanta Dream. Chicago Sky was at home. Tanisha Wright was coaching against her former team. We also had the Connecticut Sun almost take down the LA Sparks. Final score was LA Sparks win 102-91. And then we saw the sort of game that probably everybody is talking about. We saw the Phoenix Mercury totally clobber the Indiana Fever. The final score of that game was 95-60. Wow. Okay. Let's get into this. We're going to go game by game as we typically do. I'm not going to spend too much time into this. The whole goal is to go relatively quickly through these games, so that way we can get to the headline story. But yeah, anyway, let's go into it. First off, let's start with the Chicago Sky versus the Atlanta Dream. Now, the reason why I put Tanisha Wright in the thumbnail of this video is because it seemed like, so guys, remember, for full transparency, I'm a Chicago Sky fan. I'm sure you guys know that, but if you're new to the channel, I want you to know that I'm a Sky fan. I go to every single Sky game. I have season tickets. I sit behind the bench, behind the Sky bench. Okay? So, yeah. So that's something to note. And yesterday, as I was watching the game, I saw that, that Tanisha Wright was like way more like ready to go and way more fired up than normal. Normally, Tanisha Wright is definitely more fired up than I would say Tyler Marsh is on a usual basis. However, yesterday it felt like she was way more like, let's go, and just way more amped up, especially in that first half, and sort of in that third quarter as well. And, me and my section was talking about it, and we were like, hey man, we think it's probably because she's playing against her former team, right? She's playing against she's coaching against her former team. If you all don't know, Tanisha Wright was the head coach for the Atlanta Dream for, I believe, 3 years. They did let her go at the end of last season, and she is now an assistant coach with the Chicago Sky. And sometimes when you're going against your former team, you want to show them up. You want to show them up and be like, hey, see, my team better than yours, that type of thing. But unfortunately, Tanisha Wright was not able to get her na boo boo on. She wasn't able to do that because ultimately the Atlanta Dream took down the Chicago Sky pretty easily in that second half. Guys, the first half was all, I would say, largely Chicago, right? Really good first half for the Chicago Sky, but ultimately they were not able to keep it up, and they end up losing. How do they lose? Well, we got the usual suspects for the Atlanta Dream. A good thing to remember, guys, both Brittany Griner and Ryan Howard were out for today's game. Maya Caldwell was out too for personal reasons. Maya Caldwell Ryan Howard, she's still dealing with that left knee injury, and Brittany Griner with the neck injury. Brittany Griner was at the game. She was actually warming up before the game started, and so I actually thought there was a chance that we might see Brittany Griner actually play, but ultimately she did not. But fun moment of the evening, when I first got there, y'all don't know. Do y'all not know Nana Boo Boo? That's what you do when you like beat somebody that you're very excited about. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Anyway, Brittany Griner was warming up before the game started because I get there early. And the best moment of yesterday that I watched was there was this little girl who was super excited to meet Brittany Griner and get an autograph. She had Brittany Griner's book, and she kept jumping up and down. She was like, Brittany! Just very, very adorable. And it was clear that Brittany Griner was warming up. She wasn't paying attention to the little girl, but the little girl was persistent. She was standing in the aisle, like right where the Atlanta Dream was warming up. And luckily, one of the staffers for the Atlanta Dream saw the little girl, brought her down, and got her to meet, allowed her to meet Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner signed her book and took a photo, and like the girl was bawling, and they ended up putting it on social. They ended up putting it on the Atlanta Dream social because it was just such a awesome moment, because the section we were looking at this girl for like 15 minutes, jumping up and down, trying to get Brittany Griner's attention. And it was really awesome that she was able to get that. And I was like, yeah, they're putting that on Atlanta Dream social. And lo and behold, they put it on Atlanta Dream social. So if you go to the Atlanta Dream Twitter account, you'll see a video of Brittany Griner with this little girl. We were clapping. Our section was clapping when she finally got to meet Brittany Griner. That was very, very sweet of Brittany Griner. And it's just a small example of like truly how important the WNBA is, right? Ari Chambers has that saying that's like, the WNBA is so important. It is. And for a lot of these kids, like being able to meet players like a Brittany Griner is huge for them. And I just love it. I love it. So shout out to the Atlanta Dream. Shout out to that staff person who saw that little girl jumping up and down for a while. Shout out to Brittany Griner for taking the photo. It was fantastic. It was really, really great. So great preamble to the actual game itself. The game itself, really, really awesome for the Chicago Sky to begin the game. Ultimately, they ended up losing. Again, Brittany Griner was out. Ryan Howard was out. Mike Caldwell was out. And it didn't matter because the Atlanta Dream has someone named Allisha Gray. Allisha Gray just dominated in this game. 25 points. So many three-pointers. She made 3 threes. Tina Powell made 3 threes. Like it was a shooting clinic of sorts for the Atlanta Dream. And it was like, come on, y'all. Y'all got to close out on these shots. Sky wasn't doing it. And if they weren't allowing these 3-point shots, they were allowing both Allisha Gray and Jordan Canada several times. I want to say maybe 5 times, maybe 6 in the game. They just blew by their defender and got to the rim. And I'm like, how is it possible getting an easy layup, just quickly turning on the jets and going? That's something that I was just like, come on, you gotta learn to stop that. But ultimately, the Chicago Sky did not. But Allisha Gray, she is continuing to show why she is a big-time candidate for Player of the Year, MVP. She had 25 points, 4 rebounds in yesterday's game. We also saw a really good game from Jordan Canada as well. Jordan had 17 points in this one, 6 rebounds. And for Tina Powell, we saw her do her thing as well. It was really cool to see the back and forth between Camila Cardoso and Tina Powell. I was like, hey, this is South Carolina on South Carolina violence right here. It was really, really, really fun to see. It's always fun to see former college teammates go against each other in the WNBA. Nia Coffey had a really good game off the bench. for this Atlanta Dream team, as well as Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, and easily the Atlanta Dream cruise in the second half and take down the Chicago Sky. For the Sky, it was all about Rachel Banham. Rachel Banham continues to be the shooter that we need her to be. However, she got going early in the game, and then for the large stretch of the game was non-existent in terms of scoring, and then got some scoring late in the game as well. The Chicago Sky needs to start actually running real plays for Rachel Banham and setting real screens. There's so many times where like players are running off of screens and they're not even real screens. Like you're not even stopping the opposing player. Like the point of a screen is you're supposed to run. You're supposed to hit the shoulder of your teammate that's setting your screen, so that way the defender has to go behind the screen. And the Sky don't set real screens. They don't. There's a lot of teams in the WNBA that do not set real screens, and I don't understand it. I really don't understand how you can't set real screens. I don't get it. Anyway, Camila Cardoso finished with 12 points. Chicago Sky get killed on the rebounding front again. They have to get that stuff together. It's not great. It is really, really not great. But anyway, that's the game. Blowout. Ended up being a blowout. It is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the next game. The next game, which is one I thought was pretty fun. Shout out to the resilience of the Connecticut Sun. Here's the deal. The LA Sparks took on the Connecticut Sun in LA. Ultimately, we did see the LA Sparks end up winning this game. This was a actually way closer game than I was actually expecting. And I gotta just say, huge shout out to the starting five of the LA Sparks. Guys, the LA Sparks is they're just clicking on all cylinders right now. Remember, guys, the LA Sparks are finally healthy in the year, and it's looking pretty good. We continue to see the evolution of Rickea Jackson. Now, guys, y'all know I was a big fan of Rickea Jackson at Tennessee. Last year, she had a pretty good year. This year, she is soaring, guys. What are we talking about? Rickea Jackson was on fire yesterday. Now, specifically, I want to say in the first half, she was insane in the membrane, insane, got no brain. And guys, who was passing the ball to Rickea Jackson? Rickea Jackson ended up with 20 points in this game. Who was passing her the ball? Who? Well, it was none other than Miss Triple Double, Julie Allemand. Guys, Julie Allemand got a triple-double yesterday. 10 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Come on now. Come on. You better rock out with your favorite Belgian player. Okay? Y'all, Julie Allemand was fire. And I have to say, we had another triple-double yesterday as well. But there is something special that the LA Sparks are doing right now. Now, does LA need to get a whole lot better on defense? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They have to get way better at defense. But offense-wise, they're clicking on all cylinders, doing their thing, right? You got Julie passing the basketball, right? Making sure she has this team under control, right? And when I talk about triple doubles, when I talk about assists, I always have to look at turnovers. How many turnovers did Julie Allemand have? Just one. One turnover. That's it. Just one. Dog, what we talking about, man? What we talking about, right? So you got Julie Allemand passing the basketball around, getting her teammates involved. You got De'Erica Hamby, who has a fantastic game, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, right? You got Cameron Brink coming off the bench, not only giving you some defense and some and whatnot, but she's also giving you some points. 11 points off the bench for Cameron Brink, right? You got Kelsey Plum, who's getting her 3-point shots up, 18 points for her. And then you got Miss Jackson, right? You got Rickea Jackson. right? You got I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo. You are for real. Never meant to doubt your 3-point shots. Some. Dog. Yeah, WBZL. I'm not sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo. You are for real. Dog. Rakia Jackson, fire. What we talking about? And then you got Azurá Stevens, who had an off game, but still 10.7 rebounds, still hugely contributed to this team. The starting five for this LA Sparks team and the bench players that this team has is looking really good because the LA Sparks are finally healthy, guys. They're healthy. Ray Burrell is healthy. Cameron Brink is healthy. And that's leading to wins. Yes, it was against Connecticut, but I'm going to say this. Connecticut is way better than their record shows. They're way better than their record shows. They are. They absolutely are. Way better. And so this was not an easy task for the LA Sparks to beat the Connecticut Sun. It wasn't. It wasn't an easy task at all. And for Connecticut, well, what were they doing? Well, number one, Aaliyah Edwards is not with the team right now. She just got traded to the Connecticut Sun, so she'll be with them soon. But she wasn't there yesterday. And we saw the usual suspects for Connecticut, right? The usual suspects are always Tina Charles, who continues to do her thing, 19.7 rebounds for her, right? We had Bria Hartley, who continues to show that she is an offensive threat. Like, truly, Bria Hartley was out of the league for a while. She came back to play for her former coach and Rashid Mezion, and she has been balling for the Connecticut Sun, right? 16 points for her, 4 three-point shots made. She was doing her thing. And then we had Marina Mabry, who, you know, feisty as she is, was doing her thing as well. 5 threes for her, 19 points. Layla LeCon continues to be, in my opinion, exactly what this Connecticut Sun team needs. I like overall how she plays defense. I like her ability to be an offensive threat, and I like her ability to pass the basketball. 7 assists for her yesterday, 10 points. Overall, as a team, the Connecticut Sun do not really play defense, and they allow LA to score as many points as they did. But I gotta say, I really, really enjoy watching this Connecticut Sun team play because they're just fun. They're just a fun team. They're just a really, really, really fun team. All right. Okay. GeoBabe says, thanks for keeping us informed about the trades. It's mind-boggling. Yeah. Trade stuff is crazy. Crazy. Yeah, Layla LeCon is great. I really like Layla LeCon. I really do. Yeah, and yeah. It really is. Like, France is making it happen. France is making it happen. Okay? C. Lee says, yes, I like Connecticut's great. Yeah, they're a gritty team. And again, they are way, way better than they get credit for. I'm just saying. All right, now let's get to the game that all y'all are talking about, seemingly talking about in the chat. I was about to say the Connecticut Sun because Alyssa Thomas used to be on the Connecticut Sun. She's no longer on the Connecticut Sun. The Phoenix Mercury yesterday took down the Indiana Fever, and guys, it was not a pretty game if you were an Indiana Fever fan. But hey, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. The final score of the game was 95 Phoenix Mercury, 60 Indiana Fever. Wow. Margaret says, Quita, no, that wasn't a real game. Someone was just playing a video game on TV. It wasn't real. Don't believe your eyes. But on a not so good note, guys, injury report to announce. In the game, we ended up seeing We ended up seeing Sydney Colson go down and in this game, and so that's a huge bummer. Yeah. So I just want to mention that I think it was like her knee or something. Like she went up and then went down, and then like her knee, like it looked like it buckled or something like that. It looked like it was like her knee buckled, and she went down, and she was in severe pain. And so like before we talk about the game, I just want to talk about Sydney Colson real quick. So absolutely, I am not speculating on what the injury is. I'm not speculating on that because I hope it's not what I think it might be. Okay? I'm hoping it's not that. But just prayers up for Sydney Colson. You don't want to see you don't want to see that happen. Right? It's not good for the game. Right? Continuing to see players get hurt. It's just not fun. It's just really not. And you know, it sort of is what it is, right? It is what it is, okay? Okay. Anyway. Let's get to the actual game. Guys, the game was basically over before it started. And so yeah, it was basically over before it started. The Phoenix Mercury came into the game easily, just did their thing, right? And there was nothing that the Indiana Fever could do to stop it, right? And also, a thing to also note, Sydney Colson was not the only injury, but she was what I would say the most severe injury, I would say. We did see Erin McDonald go to the locker room in the fourth quarter. It appears to be a foot injury, but they didn't clarify in the post-game presser, and so yeah, so possibly some sort of foot injury for Erin McDonald. But by the time she got injured, the game was well over. Ultimately, the Phoenix Mercury came into this game like a buzzsaw. They were raring to go. They were raring to go, and they're like, "Hey, we not losing. We at home, right? Dewana's playing her former team. We not losing at all, okay?" And it helps. It helped the Phoenix Mercury that it seemed like the Indiana Fever forgot how to play at times, right? That was interesting. So first, let's talk about the winning team, as I've been doing for today. I've been talking about the winning team first, and then moving on to the losing team. Guys, in this game, what can I say? What can I say about Alyssa Thomas, guys? Alyssa Thomas is fantastic. Continues to be fantastic, guys. Yesterday, Alyssa Thomas, her third back-to-back double-double or triple-double. It's like she eats triple doubles for breakfast. Like, this is not normal to have this many triple doubles as a player, right? She leads the entire league in triple doubles all time, right? And yes, we did see another triple double yesterday by Julie Allemon, which shout out to her. But when it comes to triple doubles, Alyssa Thomas gets it done. 18 points for her, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, and guys, it was clear that when the Phoenix Mercury was trying their best to get her that 10 assists. Like, she was at 9. We was in the fourth quarter. And who did she give it to? Dewana Bonner, who made the shot. Anyway, guys, this was such a overall fun game. Such a overall fun game to watch if you just love looking at Alyssa Thomas do her thing. And guys, truly, like, y'all know, if y'all been on this channel for a while, y'all know how much I sing the praises of Alyssa Thomas because she doesn't get the respect that she deserves. She should be top 2 in MVP voting. Will she be? Probably not, because again, people just don't like her. but on the court, you can't deny how great she is of a player. Now, we got some people who got some stuff to say. We got Row2 says, AT is absolutely fantastic. Like her or not, she is skilled and knows the game. Facts. L Down says, AT, her 3rd garbage time triple-double. Okay, well, hell, I gotta say this, dog. Didn't other players get triple-doubles in garbage time when their team was winning? Didn't other players get that? And I refer you all to what Tisha has to say. Tisha says, if it was so easy to stat pad, why doesn't everyone have almost 20 triple doubles? Excuses. Just say you don't like AT and move on. Yes, Tisha said it. Tisha said a whole word in 2 sentences. Yes. If it's so easy to stat pad, if you're so upset about people stat padding at the end of games, why don't more players have that? Why aren't more players getting triple doubles? Yes, we're seeing more triple doubles now more than ever, but is anyone getting even close to AT? No. Why is that? Because it's hard to do. And I understand you don't like her. I get it. You don't like her. But hey, she's good at what she does. And somebody needs to stop her. Clearly, no one can stop her. No one can. So, yeah. Okay, just say you don't like her and move on. That's fine. You don't have to like every player. Like that's actually okay, right? All right. Yeah, Go says, I agree with Tisha. The stat pad argument, just sour grapes. Yeah. But anyway. Yesterday, not only was Alyssa Thomas doing her thing, and also when I talk about triple doubles, when I talk about assists, I always got to talk about turnovers. And how many turnovers did AT have yesterday? 2. She had 2 turnovers. She had 3 steals. So take that for what you will. Okay, it wasn't just AT that was doing her thing, guys. It was Satu Sabali as well. 15 points, 8 rebounds for her. But, guys, it was DeWanna Bonner who had herself a game yesterday. Remember, guys, DeWanna Bonner is playing against her former team. She's playing against her former team in the Indiana Fever, a team that she's barely played for. But, you know, she got some history with them. And one thing that we found out yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago. Anyway, Sophie Cunningham has a podcast. And on her podcast, she actually talked about DeWanna Bonner leaving. And to paraphrase, DeWanna didn't call and tell her teammates, I guess, that she was leaving or what was happening. And I was actually surprised about that. I actually thought that she would. But, yeah, supposedly, according to Sophie Cunningham, paraphrase, that, you know, DeWanna didn't tell him. She didn't tell her teammates what was going on. And that was interesting. And so, like okay, well, let's see how this game goes, right? Let's see how this game goes, because we all know how the other game went when we saw DeWanna Bonner go to Indiana to play the Fever, right? We all saw that game where the Indiana Fever beat the Phoenix Mercury, and where DeWanna Bonner basically did nothing really on the court. And so that game, what was that, like a week ago? Maybe a week and a half ago, that game was. And so I'm sure she had that in her mind of her having a bad game, her team losing, and the crowd booing her, right? I'm sure she had that in her mind. Because yesterday, oh my goodness. Yesterday, she went off. I'm talking coming off the bench, giving 23 points, 2 big-time threes, and she was just on fire. 23.7 rebounds. DeWanna Bonner, she even did, like, she, I believe it was Alyssa Thomas who gave her a pass for a 3-point shot. and then Dewana was like doing the airplane down the court. It was hilarious. You could clearly tell that like it was personal. It was absolutely personal. Absolutely personal for DeWanna Bonner. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? We did see though a little bit of interesting reactions. We saw DeWanna Bonner, she made a shot. And I believe it was it Lexi Hull who was guarding her? And then DeWanna was going back down the court and was talking her smack, you know. And I was like, oh, okay. And then her and Sophie got tied up. And I was like, oh, okay. They hooping. Hey, hey, no one's friends. No one's friends between the lines of the basketball court. And it was clear that DeWanna Bonner had something to prove. And the Indiana Fever was just in her way yesterday. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, some people say that's poor sportsmanship or whatever. Here's the thing. I don't have an issue with players playing with a whole bunch of emotion going against their former team, right? I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with having some extra aggression to you. That's not a problem for me. Like some people were saying that that the Phoenix Mercury had poor sportsmanship. Here's the thing. This is professional basketball. If they go too far, the referees need to call a tech. If they go too far. But if they're not getting a tech for it, let them have that emotion. I don't have much of issue with it, right? Now would I do it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that's what she wanted to do. DeWanna Bonner was feeling a whole bunch of stuff yesterday, right? And it was clear from the get-go when she came in that game, it was clear that she had something to prove. And she proved it yesterday. She proved it yesterday. She's like, hey, y'all want to call me wash? Y'all want to say all this stuff about me? Watch me drop 23 points on you. On your head. Watch me do that. Watch me do that. Right? And so, like, it's not a big deal. So, like, and I understand that some people, like, are really upset about that. But, like, truly, it's fine. It's fine, Diaspora says Phoenix was back in Bonner, especially after the Phoenix trade and Sophie comment. Yeah. The Indiana Fever, well, actually, I would not say the Indiana Fever got, actually. Because teams that got are the better team. In my opinion, the Phoenix Mercury was the better team. And the Phoenix Mercury got in Indiana when they lost to Indiana. This was what should have happened. You expect the better team to win. So, no, I don't think the Fever got. I don't. Now, if the Mercury would have lost, then yes, the Mercury would have got. But getting is only for the better team. Okay? And also yesterday, you got the Diana Taurasi documentary that debuted and whatnot. And so it's fitting that when the Diana Taurasi documentary debuts, it's fitting that her former longtime teammate, DeWanna Bonner, has a fantastic game for the Phoenix Mercury. And in honor of Diana Taurasi, I am wearing a Diana Taurasi shirt. Look at this. Ooh. Look at that. I haven't watched the documentary just yet, but I will. Mr. J says, would you think the same way if DT did quit on Chicago? Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. What you have to know about me is, yes, I am a Sky fan, and I will tell you that 100%. And also, more than a Sky fan, I'm a women's hoops fan. And my opinions would be my same opinions if she was on the Chicago Sky, if she left the Chicago Sky and went to Phoenix. I would say the same thing. Now you all can believe me or not, whatever, but my opinions are the same, DeWanna Bonner should have never even gone to Indiana. I said that before when it happened. I said, yeah, this is a huge get for Indiana, but I didn't understand why DeWanna didn't go to Phoenix to begin with. DeWanna should have been at Phoenix. She should have never gone to Indiana. But she went to Indiana to follow her coach. And I was like, okay, well, maybe something's going to work out. Maybe it's going to be good and blah, 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 blah. Clearly, it was not. It was a bad fit. Clearly, DeWanna Bonner was not effective on Indiana. And so it makes sense. It's great that they were like, okay, we tried to trade you. Just go. Just waive her. And I don't understand, why she went there to begin with. And also, I don't totally understand why besides the fact that of how Indiana handled it, it was terrible. It's trying to say, oh, it's personal reasons. Oh, trying to make it seem like, oh, something was going on with her, like something was wrong or something like that. And people were praying for her and all this other stuff. And it turns out she just wanted to leave. Now the way that was handled was messed up. But if you take that out and you just say she played poorly for your team tried to trade her, and they just waived her. Dog, what you upset at? The Indiana Fever are better without DeWanna Bonner than they were with DeWanna Bonner. So, y'all didn't need her. She shouldn't have been there to begin with. She should have been in Phoenix, but you didn't need her. It's a bad fit. Terrible fit. Right? And so it's good. She's gone from your team. Do you want her back? I'm confused. Do you want her back? I don't understand. She was not good on your team. She wasn't. Now she's playing back with Alyssa, and Alyssa knows her super well, and so now she's thriving. She's thriving again. Right? And so I don't totally, besides how the Indiana Fever handled it, to me, that was terrible. Again, terrible. But yeah. Anyway. Y'all are better without her. Y'all don't need her. You don't need her. All right? Okay. Tisha says, when I resigned, I didn't do goodbyes either. I didn't really feel like answering questions about it or getting the fake hugs and well wishes. I told a few people that I was close to and left. Oh, okay. It was good to hear different perspectives about it. I'm one of those type of people who would tell everybody. But different style for different people, So I was surprised that DeWanna didn't say bye to people, or at least according to Sophie Cunningham. But yeah, my style would be to, say bye and do the whole song and dance about, oh, we'll keep in contact and blah, 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 blah. But that's not everybody's style. And so clearly that's not DeWanna's style. Right? Okay. Anyway. That was the Phoenix Mercury and how great they were. It was really AT and DeWanna that was killing, and then Satu Sabli did her thing as well. Ka didn't have to do as much because again they were cooking. And for the Indiana Fever, basically they forgot how to score. I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird. They shot 34% from the field, and that was, that was bad, right? Kelsey Mitchell was super inefficient. She couldn't really hit anything. She finished with 12 points, but 17 shots, 4 made field goals. It was just bad. She just couldn't get going. Sophie Cunningham did, I would say, shout out to Sophie Cunningham because she held this team together for as long as she could. Truly. Sophie could not do it by herself, but she did help to carry this Indiana Fever team. She was the main one that was trying her best to carry this team. Trying. But ultimately not enough support for the rest of her squad. But Sophie Cunningham, 5 threes. 18 points for her. Like shout out to Sophie Cunningham. She had a really, really good game yesterday. Really, really good game. And so, yeah. Yeah, man. It's for sure interesting. It's for sure interesting. All right. Jasper says Fever had dead legs. They had something. They were bad. They were bad. Okay. Bad. And again, losing to the Phoenix Mercury is expected, right? The Mercury are a better team, but losing by 35 points, nah, dog, nah, no. That's too much. Okay. Anyway, that's the game that happened yesterday. Those are the recaps of the 3 games that happened yesterday. I want to. Is my video off? I don't know, it kind of looks like it's jittery. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's jittery. That's weird. Okay, well, I do want to move on to another 2 topics. And so, yeah, let's get into it. Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. But also, yeah, is my video choppy right now? It looks kind of choppy, and I don't know for sure if it is or not. Okay, next topic that, I got to talk about that is weird to talk about, but I got to talk about it. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Over the last couple of weeks, we have seen wild stuff happen in the WNBA. Okay? Yeah. I can't even believe I'm saying this, but stop throwing toys onto WNBA courts, right? Specifically adult toys on WNBA courts. We have seen in these last several games, we've seen a whole bunch of things thrown on the court, neon green things thrown on the court. And I gotta say, guys, it's landing near players. One actually hit a player, and it's not funny. It's not edgy. It's very immature. It's very dangerous, and it's flat out disrespectful to the game of women's basketball. And if we keep giving these people the reactions that they want, they're going to keep doing it. So I am going to talk about this once, and I'm not going to talk about it again, because I'm of the philosophy that if you keep talking about something, people want attention, and they will keep doing what they are doing so that they can get more attention, okay? So this is the one and only time that I will be talking about this on this show, and that's going to be it. Okay? Okay. Yeah, quick answer to someone who said, have we talked about the title yet? No, I'm about to. That's the next topic right after this. That's the next topic right after this, okay? So we got, after this segment, we got one more segment, and then that's it for the show. Okay. Anyway, so here's what's going on, guys. For those who are confused as to what in the world is happening, there is a self-proclaimed crypto enthusiast and group that has admitted that they are behind a string of incidents at WNBA games over the past couple of weeks. There's been, I believe at this point, 8 known cases in about a week and a half. It happened in Atlanta, LA, New York, Phoenix, Chicago. Happened 2 times yesterday in Chicago. It seems like no arena really has been safe. Their excuse is they're saying they're trying to promote a meme coin that they recently launched, and that it's not about women's sports. It's not about the league. It's just about stirring up controversy around the WNBA to promote the meme coin. And they're like, hey, let's hijack the attention that the WNBA is getting to promote our thing. So in other words, it's a marketing stunt, right? Throw something outrageous, get the cameras to show it, get the clips to go viral, people search it online, and boom, your coin's value skyrockets. And guess what? That's exactly what's happened, right? Searches for green dildo has exploded over 3,000% since this whole thing has started. Wild. But here's the issue, guys. This is not just a fun and stupid thing, which is not, it doesn't seem fun to me, and it's very, very stupid. The real issue is that these things don't just land on the court. Players have almost been hit. Fans have been hit. And these are not just harmless little objects. They're heavy enough to injure someone if thrown hard. Right? Sophie Cunningham said it best. She said, hey, stop throwing these things on the court. You're going to hurt one of us. Right? And Cheryl Reeve talked about it as well. She's like, hey, this is the latest version of a long history of sexualizing women athletes. It's not clever. It's not original. It's the same tired disrespect repackaged in a crypto logo slapped with a crypto logo slapped on it. Right? It's wild. So, also doing this stuff, it encourages copycats. So people see that and they're like, oh, that's hilarious. So yesterday, the thing that was thrown on the court, that actually made it on the court for the Sky game, was actually like it was pink. It didn't even look like it was green. So like now, supposedly, there must be copycats doing stuff. And then there was one thrown, there was another one thrown for the Chicago Sky game, but it didn't make it on the court. I believe it went behind the bench for the Atlanta Dream. And so it seems like copycats are already starting up. So what can we do as fans? What can we do? Well, we can actually do quite a bit. The solution is what we can do. We as fans can say, you know what? This group is feeding off attention. They want media coverage. They want viral tweets. They want outrage posts, right? It's literally their business plan to promote this meme coin, to get people talking about it, right? So the best thing we can do, you all remember a while ago when streakers and just people running on the field was a thing in football. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when people would jump down onto the field and run across the field and get chased by security, and it was a whole thing. And like when it first started happening, you saw the camera be following these people, and it was fun stuff. It was fun to watch. Not really, it wasn't actually fun, but like it was entertaining to watch the people run around the court, or run around the field. Specifically, these were at football games. Like that was a thing. You saw that happen quite a bit. And then what was the decision that networks and leagues made? They made the decision that when that stuff happens again, we're going to ignore it. Right? If someone starts to run on the field, camera pan the other way. Pan the other way. Everybody ignore it. No one, even the announcers don't really talk about it anymore. They're like, oh, interruption on the field. And then they go to something else. They start talking about something else. They fully ignore it. And it's gotten to the point where, like, you don't see that happen very often at this point, because the people who were doing that stuff, they want attention. And if you stop giving them the attention, they're going to go away. So the best thing that we can do is to treat these toys like they are streakers at football games, right? Networks learned it a long time ago. Don't show them. Don't give them the spotlight. And when that happens, the stunts lose their value. And we can do the same. right? The announcers are doing a pretty good job at ignoring that stuff. And I would say us as fans, myself included, don't post the clips. Don't tag them. Don't give their coin or their usernames oxygen. Let arena security handle it. Eject them, ban them, arrest them, whatever they're going to do. The league already has a ban on one person who is charged with throwing it at one game, right? If we make this thing boring, it dies. All right? These people thrive on spectacle. They thrive on attention. And if we take that spectacle away, they've got nothing. So, yeah, that's my overall thoughts on this whole thing. Because it's important for us to make sure that the game is being protected, right? The WNBA is about giving, is where elite athletes give everything they have on the court, right? The WNBA is not supposed to be a prop in someone's crypto ad campaign, right? That's not what it's supposed to be. So, yeah, if you're a fan, let's keep the focus on the players and keep the focus on the game. And if you see someone about to pull a stunt, report it to security ASAP. And if another one of those clips pops up online, scroll past it like it doesn't even exist. Here's the thing. We can't control who's desperate for attention, but we can control whether or not they get that attention from us. So that is the one and only time I am talking about this thing. I no longer, because I came to this, like, I want to say epiphany, but like I thought about it earlier before I started the stream, because I was going to talk about the subject. But at the same time, I didn't want to give them attention. And I was like, you know what? Let's make this the one and only time you talk about this. Let's talk about who they are, what they're trying to do. I'm not telling you the name of this group because, again, I don't want to give them more attention than they should be getting. I think they've gotten way too much attention already, and I don't want to go into their marketing plan in terms of how they're going about promoting their thing. So one and last time we're talking about it. I am no longer going to be tweeting if I see that stuff happen again. It is what it is. Let's move on and let's starve them of attention so that they stop, because they will stop if you give them no attention. Okay. And the copycats will stop too. Because I believe yesterday was a copycat. Because it was a different color. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Let's move on. Okay. All right. Let's move on. And I want to talk about something that is a big deal. Okay. So the Connecticut Sun, and also here is the segment that the title was based off of. Here's a segment where the title is based off of. Don't tune out and be like, oh, she's talking about the Sun again and the bidding war. We got something to say. Okay. So keep watching. Okay. Let's talk about this. Okay. So the Connecticut Sun are officially in the middle of a bidding war, but the WNBA isn't thrilled about either option. Hartford wants in. Boston wants in. And now it sounds like the league might actually want neither. So what's really going on here? And why does it seem like it's less about where the Sun play and more about how much dollars the WNBA can get? Yeah, let's talk about it, okay? Let's talk about it. Right now, there are two massive deals on the table. Two massive offers to buy the Sun. We have the Boston Group, led by Celtics minority owner Steve Pagluccia. He is offering $325 million for the team, plus $110 million for a new practice facility. And Hartford, it's a Hartford group. Hartford is in Connecticut, led by billionaire Mark Lassery. He is offering a little bit over $300 million for the team, plus a new training facility as well. And home games at the People's Bank Arena, where UConn plays some of their home basketball games. All right, both bids would be record-setting for a WNBA franchise, right? Or really women's sports in America in general. Both would include practice facilities, nice practice facilities. And both would get the Connecticut Sun out of Mohegan Sun Arena. So, with two fantastic offers on the table, why is the WNBA pushing back on both? Why? Why are they pushing back on both? Well, according to sources, they're telling outlets that the league's board of governors would almost certainly vote down relocation to either Hartford or Boston. And you may be asking why. Okay, you have two fantastic offers. Both offers would give you record-setting numbers. Both would be fantastic. Why, oh why are you looking to say no to both of these offers? Surely one of them could be a good offer, right? Well, no. And I do want to give credit to where I got a lot of this information from. Shout out to sportsbusinessjournal.com. Sportsbusinessjournal.com. They have written some fantastic articles about this, and that's largely where my information is coming from. But Board of Governors is like, no, we're interested in voting down both cities. And the reason why is because neither Boston or Hartford applied for a WNBA franchise in the most recent expansion round. Now, you all may say, why does that matter? Why do you have to apply for an expansion team when this is not an expansion team? This is a relocation. Relocation is not the same thing as expansion, right? You would think that in theory, but the WNBA is actually tying them two together, which kind of makes no sense. But we won't get into that more in a sec. Okay. Instead, the league, instead of seriously considering either Boston or Hartford, the league is interested in giving one of the 9 teams that did not make the cut for expansion teams. They're interested in giving one of them the team. So that includes Houston, Austin, Charlotte, Denver, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Miami, Nashville, and St. Louis. Those are the cities that have applied and was turned down when it came to expansion. So the WNBA's strategy, well, it's an interesting one. It's a very, very interesting one because their strategy is to get more money in the WNBA's pocket, right? The WNBA is saying, hey, if they want relocation to a city, it's going to require a big relocation fee. Anywhere between 100 million and 150 million on top of the team purchase price. So basically, WNBA is saying, you know what? We want, yes, pay the Mohegan tribe their money. And then we also want a huge amount on top of that. That could possibly put the total cost to $400 to $500 million in total to get a WNBA team, to get specifically the Connecticut Sun to relocate to your team. Interesting. Also, guys, it seems like Houston is actually a big option for this, right? Houston is emerging as the league's preferred option, according to the Sports Business Journal. And yeah, that's the thing. So the move would be led by Rockets owner Tillman Ferretta. And he could buy the Sun for around $300 million from the tribe, then pay an extra $100 to $150 million directly to the WNBA for the relocation rights. Now for the league, this is a win, right? The Mohegan tribe gets a sale. The league gets to set a higher valuation for future expansion fees. That's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is to create a higher valuation in the future for more teams that want to get in the WNBA, right? And in this situation, Houston would get the team, a team that they years ahead of schedule. right? According to a source that Sports Business Journal talked to, they said, quote, if you want a team today and you want to leapfrog Detroit, Philly, and Cleveland, it's $450 million. Whatever number they pick, maybe $500 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Now, from a sports and sports business standpoint, that's more lucrative, right? It's more lucrative to have a team like a city like Houston pay $500 million than to just move to Hartford, and Hartford is just paying Mohegan Sun. Right? Interesting. Now, despite the odds of this situation, despite the odds of Hartford actually getting a team, Connecticut's governor is pushing hard for Hartford to be the new location of the WNBA team. He's been in contact with Lassery's group, which is the group that's bidding for the team. Also, he says that, hey, their offer is very competitive with what Boston has to offer. And the state is even open to helping fund a new practice facility to keep the team in Connecticut. Yeah. The state is involved, and they're like, you know what? We want to keep a WNBA team so bad that we will put public funds to it to make it happen. Yeah, that's how serious Connecticut wants this team to stay in Connecticut. And we also have a Hartford mayor who's lobbying as well, trying to say, hey, the sun could be a fantastic economic boost for downtown Hartford, right? It could help restaurants, bars, local businesses make stuff happen. And remember, People's Bank Arena can seat 16,000 fans, right? And the team could have a awesome training facility. And yeah, it seems good. But the problem for Hartford, like Boston, is that Hartford nor Boston applied to be an expansion team. That's the problem, according to the WNBA, it seems. All right. Neither city is in the WNBA's 9-city priority pool. And sources tell Sports Business Journal that the chance of the league approving a Hartford relocation right now is about 20%. For Boston, it's about 0%, according to a source. Now, this unnamed source specifically said the governor and other people, well, quote, the governor and other people will try to convince Adam Silver, let us move it to Hartford. And whether that's 5% probability or 90%, I don't know. I would tell you it's probably 20% probability that the league will allow the team to move to Hartford. I think Boston is 0, according to the source. Interesting times, right? Very, very interesting times. Okay? Let's continue on. Now, meanwhile, Boston's mayor, Michelle Wu, is saying that the city is ready to do whatever it takes to bring the Connecticut Sun to Boston. And Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey has been campaigning the WNBA for years. But according to reports, it seems like the league is holding firm and that the league is eyeing a Boston expansion in 2033. The reason why they're going to wait until 2033 is because they're thinking that they would be able to command a massive expansion fee. Way more than what's going on right now. In other words, they don't want to waste Boston on a relocation now when they can make more money by adding it later. Yeah. Now, with all of this, a pawn in the whole thing is the Mohegan tribe. The Mohegan Tribe is ready to sell. They're ready to sell right now. They were ready to sell to Boston, but they are frustrated with the league limiting where they can sell the team to. They have owned the Connecticut Sun since 2003. They've invested in it quite a bit. And they've kept the WNBA in Connecticut for over 20 years. But now they want to leave. According to a source, they say, quote, the tribe is mad that they can't do what they want to do. End quote. The Mohegan Tribe, they're pissed. Because they're like, hey, we have supported this team for 20 years. We can't do it anymore. We want to sell and we want to get the money. Boston is giving us a whole lot of money. We want to sell to Boston. And the league is like, no, not so fast. We have our own agenda that we want to do. Right? The Mohegan Tribe could take the highest offer now. But they can only do that if the league signs off. So, here's my take on the whole situation. The more we learn about this situation, the more it feels like it was all headed here, right? Boston and Hartford, they both saw the Sun as an opening for relocation. Neither one asked for a expansion team, right? Because Hartford, it makes no sense. Why would Hartford put a bid in for an expansion team when the Connecticut Sun is right down the corner, right? When, it makes no sense when Unkinsville is right there, right? So it made sense for Boston to apply for a expansion team and not Hartford, because why would Hartford do that? Why would you make an expansion team right next to an existing WNBA team? It makes no sense. So anyway, weird. The whole connection between expansion team and relocation, they're not the same thing, but the WNBA is treating them like the same thing, and they're saying, hey, if you want that, you better pay us more. You better pay us more, right? The Sun, they already tested the Boston market with sellout games. Hartford has a billionaire bidder and state support, but the WNBA, they're playing the long game, in their opinion. They know franchise values are skyrocketing, and they will only get bigger. They want Boston and maybe even Houston in their pocket for later at a much higher price. This has nothing to do with keeping the Sun in Connecticut or moving them to a bigger market. This is all about maximizing future expansion revenue. Now, the big gamble that the WNBA is dealing with is if they block Hartford and Boston now, will these billionaire groups wait around, or will they walk away and take their money with them? Right now, the WNBA is in an interesting battle where they're pissing people off, right? The Mohegan Tribe is mad because they can't sell. Boston's upset because they're like, hey, we gave a huge offer to the tribe to buy the team. They want us to buy the team. We've proven that Boston wants a WNBA team. Why can't we buy it? And Hartford's looking like, hey, we want to keep it in the state. We also have the money to pay the tribe as well. What's going on, WNBA? So people are mad. Absolutely. And I just think the WNBA is making a massive mistake. If the WNBA does not allow either Hartford or Boston to get a WNBA team in this relocation, it is going to bite the WNBA in the future. This is not good. You don't want to piss people off like this, because the offer is there. The offer is a good offer for the Mohegan Tribe, but the WNBA wouldn't get as much money in their coffers with these offers. And so I think this is too much. I think diaspora, I agree with you. Yeah, the greed is going to hurt the league. Like, I understand, get as much money as you can possibly get. However, we are in a position to grow the WNBA. You've already grown a big fan base in Connecticut. It makes sense to either give the team to Hartford or give it to Boston. You're keeping it in the area. I understand you want to increase your amount of money for the future. Like, I get it. I understand that. That makes sense. But at the same time, Steve Pagluccia is a minority owner for the Boston Celtics. You don't think he's going to remember this? If Boston does not get this relocation team, you don't think he's going to remember this? He's not going to remember in 2020 and 2033 when you decide, you know what? Yes, Boston, you want a team? You don't think he's going to remember that and be like, no. I wanted to purchase the Connecticut Sun and you said no. I gave a fantastic offer to the Tribe and you said no. So I'm out. This is a risky game that the WNBA is playing. And I don't think it's a good one. I really don't. And y'all know I'm a big fan of Kathy Engelbert. I think she's done a great job financially for this league. But I think this one is a miss. This one's a miss. And supposedly, she didn't even she didn't even mention the Boston offer to the Board of Governors. This is bad. When a team relocates, it should go to the nearest team that wants them. When Orlando sold to Connecticut, sold to the Mohegan Tribe, they sold because no other city wanted the Orlando team. And so that's why they moved from Orlando to Connecticut. Right next door is 2 cities that want this team. Why would you relocate the Connecticut Sun to Houston? Why would you relocate the Connecticut Sun to Kansas City? It makes no sense. It's too far. Houston makes no sense anyway because you are bringing over the legacy of the Connecticut Sun, but then you also have the Houston Comets that want to revive. They want to revive that brand and that logo and all that stuff. And so it's like, that'll be really weird. It would make no sense. Sell to either Boston or Hartford. What are we doing here? What are we doing? So, yeah. That's it. That's what I got to say. That's all I got to say. That's my take. And I'm curious to hear what your take is. So, what would you do? What would you do? What do you think the WNBA should do? Do you think they should approve the Hartford move? Do you think they should approve the Boston move? Do you think they should sell to Houston with a massive relocation fee? Or should the WNBA just hold out in general for the 2023's possible payday that they may get from Houston, Boston, etc.? Yeah. Interesting times. That's the stream, guys. That's the stream. That's what I want to talk about. Again, I do want to thank you all so much for rocking with me. It's been very, very helpful. Let's see. Sorry, this was a super chat from earlier. Jason, thank you so much, Jason, for the super chat. Says it won't happen again. A crypto company did it. About the things thrown on the court. Yeah, we'll see. Enigma says Hartford makes the most sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Right? Diaspora says, do you think expansions are being discussed in the CBA meetings? I'm sure it is. I am very much sure. Tisha says, would you invest in something if you knew your hands would be tied when you're ready to sell, or that someone else would dictate how much you could sell it for and to whom? Well, I get what you're saying, and generally everybody would say no, they would not invest in that. However, this is how sports leagues work. Like, the WNBA is not special in that that the league has to approve, and that's the only league that has to approve stuff that happens. No, the NBA, if a team wanted to move in the NBA or sell to someone, the NBA would have the same thing. It's just the WNBA is being way too heavy-handed about this, right? They're trying to be too controlling about this situation. Like, NFL, same thing. If the Chicago Bears wanted to sell to, I don't know, Toronto or something like that, the NFL would have to approve it and they may or may not approve it and blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's not a surprise because that's how a lot of leagues in America work. However, the WNBA is being way too heavy-handed with this whole situation. By not allowing a offer that makes sense for both the WNBA and for the Tribe, right? Boston makes a lot of sense. The Tribe is getting a lot of money. The WNBA wants a team in Boston eventually, so it makes sense, right? But anyway, that's that. Okay, I gotta go to work. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. If y'all appreciated this random deep dive, let me know by hitting that like button. Tell somebody that I did this. Anyway, thank y'all for rocking with me. Today is Friday, which means there will not be a Quita in the morning tomorrow. Remember, guys, this is a Monday through Friday show. I may go live, but I won't be live in the morning. Okay. But anyway, what did y'all think about the whole situation? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat what y'all think about this thing. And yeah. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to someone. Tell somebody that they matter because they truly, truly do. And if no one has told you, you matter. Well, let me tell you. You matter. You're important. And I'm happy that you are on this earth, guys. Have a good day watching women's basketball tonight. And I will see y'all again next time. Bye-bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set.